Good morning and welcome to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil. I'm Shonda Knight. Sheriff, for some time now, we have been messaging on social media and with media partners about these scam calls that people receive saying you owe this money, we need you to do this, or this is going to happen. You decided that needed to be elevated recently with the press conference.
Absolutely, Shonda. The fact of the matter is that they're utilizing law enforcement as a method in which to scam our citizens with. And in fact, they've used the sheriff's voice, I'm told, in some cases. And we want to make sure our citizens out there know, first and foremost, that I will never, ever call you and ask you to pay for a fine, nor will any of our deputies come to you and ask you to pay a fine. So those should be giveaways to anybody that comes to you in that regard, ask for money, saying that you got a court date. Unless you come to court, you're going to be arrested. That's never going to happen. So please keep your eyes and ears open.
Yes, and so we have one of our financial crimes detectives who's joining us today, and she's going to really walk us through how these scammers work. But, you know, we have seen individuals lose thousands of dollars in these scenarios.
Yes, Shonda, you know, and most of the folks out there who have been scammed are embarrassed by it in some respects. And we've had lawyers and very significant people, people who are engaged in, in businesses of banks and that sort of thing. And they don't want that information out there. I understand that, but we've got to get this information out to the citizens so that we send a message to those folks out there who are trying to scam our citizens that we're after you. We're coming after you, and we're going to make sure get you off the streets. But we need our citizens' help, though.
Yes.
We need the citizens to help us when they get that call, hang up, and then call us.
Yeah, so we got a lot to unpack here today. We're going to talk about how these scams work and why people fall for them, because there's a lot of sophistication when it comes to these scams.
And that's why this segment is so important.
Yes, all right. Well, be sure to stick around. Coming up after the break, don't fall for the call. What you need to know to avoid being a victim.
Good morning. I am Deputy Schuyler with the Leon County Sheriff's Office Tactical Dive Team here with your Safety Tip Tuesday.
Always remember, distractions make for tragedies. Parents are cautioned all the time about water safety, but drownings still occur. Always be aware and be in the present moment with your children. Here are some tips that could mean the difference between life and death. Never leave your child alone. If you have to leave, take your child with you. Find age-appropriate swim lessons for your child, but keep in mind that lessons do not make your child drown-proof. Lifeguards are not babysitters. Always keep your eyes on your child. Do not let children play around drains and suction fittings. And if a child is missing, always check the water first. Every pool, every lake, and every warm summer day holds the possibility of new fun summer experiences. All you need to add is your undivided attention.
And that's your Safety Tip Tuesday. Have a great day.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I just need you to listen to me.
I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. I hear you. And what you say really does matter to me.
I mean, let's be honest. No kid likes rules, but I get why we have them. I hear you, and I know it's because you care.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me. And believe it or not, they really do make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for talking and preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for never giving up and always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for letting me know what you expect, so I can try to meet your expectations.
Thank you for talking.
For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
A 19-second conversation with a stranger online can put your child in danger of being exploited or abused.
Talking to kids about online safety can protect us for a lifetime. Don't wait. Talk to us today.
Across our community and throughout the country, criminals are becoming increasingly sophisticated in the ways they try to steal our money and our personal information. Joining us now is financial crimes detective Hannah Thompson. Hannah, with the Leon County Sheriff's Office, tell us what's going on with these scams and exactly why it's so important that we get the information out.
Yeah, so we recently just started a campaign, Don't Fall for the Call. The campaign itself was started due to the uptick in, nationally and here locally, the impersonation scams involving law enforcement.
So exactly what are we trying to, what's happening with these scams and how are they going after the citizens they're choosing to go after in our community?
Yeah, so a lot of times the way the scam works is they'll call the person, usually on an unknown number, or they will spoof the call. The call may look like it's coming from the sheriff's office, and when they are speaking to the individual, they'll ask them, or they'll tell them that they have a warrant for their arrest and try to instill some fear in them.
Now we've got these persons calling citizens all across our community, trying to get their information. What are the things we're trying to get back to the citizens? What should they actually do if they're actually contacted by somebody that makes that call asking for information? Is there information they should share with them, information they shouldn't share? Can you help us out with our citizens out there? What should they do to help themselves?
Yeah, so a lot of times in these calls, they're trying to instill some fear in the individual, and without telling them that they have a warrant, they'll try to make it seem legitimate, as if they are a law enforcement officer, and then they may even send them, a text message showing their warrant to them. What I would advise them to do is to, hang up the phone call, stop, verify, call law enforcement. You can't always, with those numbers, know that they're legitimate with the person on the other end.
Now, you mentioned before that they often indicate they're law enforcement officers, or in some cases they've indicated they're the sheriff that's calling. How can we better educate our community about those calls? And I've said already, if they get a call and they use my name, it absolutely is a scam.
Right.
But can you help us out in terms of how we can more effectively get the information out to our citizens?
Yeah, so a lot of times with this, the sheriff's office is never going to ask for your money. We don't want your money. We're not going to ask for gift cards. We're not going to ask you to go to a Bitcoin machine and to pay for that warrant. With that, some things that you can do is to protect yourself is, verify who's on the other end, but also, call the sheriff's office, look up the number yourself, call us, or even call our dispatch to verify, the other person on the other end.
Now, one of the things we try to look for in terms of how can we catch these folks, and then how can we keep our citizens from being the victim. So are there any red flags that give us a clue, or give the citizens a clue that this might just be a scam caller?
Right. So, like I stated earlier, a lot of times it's an unknown number that calls them, but also the payment in form of a Bitcoin or gift cards. The sheriff's office doesn't operate that fashion, and they may tell you that you can't talk to anybody, can't hang up until you've done what they've asked with the payment.
Yeah, let's talk about those Bitcoins a little bit. How does the Bitcoin play into this scheme that they try to perpetrate in our communities?
Yeah, so the Bitcoin is a way. It's one of those low risk on their end, high reward for them. And it's a hard time to trace that kind of payment. So behind a computer or a phone, they can be whoever they want to be, whenever they want to be.
And these people can be anywhere in the country.
Right.
And how many arrests we made, Hannah, with respect to those kind of scams?
A lot of times when we are investigating, we do find out that where the suspect is not here locally. It's in other states or across seas. So it's hard to a lot of times trace them.
Well, Hannah, I know the great job you and the team have done and what you've been engaged in. I know that we're going to make some significant headway, and your team and all the folks in Leon County Sheriff's Office working on this very hard. When we come back, what you should do if you receive one of these calls, and how to help protect friends and family members who might be targeted. Stay tuned.
The drug landscape has changed. Illegal fentanyl has made its way into the drug supply. And it's a danger you might not see coming. A synthetic opioid up to 50 times stronger than heroin, up to 100 times stronger than morphine. It only takes the tiniest amount to cause a fatal overdose. A fraction of a raindrop, or 3 grains of salt. Your drugs don't come with an ingredients list. Although fentanyl is being mixed into almost every kind of drug, you wouldn't be able to see it, or smell it, or taste it. Fentanyl is one of the most common drugs involved in overdose deaths. Know the dangers. Learn the facts about fentanyl and ways to protect yourself at cdc.gov/stop-overdose.
Another teenager, victim to fake pills. That smells like big crime that needs to be stopped. Before buying pills online, think about this. Should buying prescription pills be this easy?
Yeah, bro, I'm picking up. Same guy. I bet. Got you 5.
Think these pills are tested and safe? Think they're the same ones you get from a doctor? You know they're not. Did you know that fake prescription pills may contain fentanyl? And an amount small enough to fit on the tip of a pencil can be lethal. Listen. Before buying pills from social media, think again. Learn more at mcgruffpsa.org and go for real.
An email from the post office? How do they even know my email address?
They don't. This is a bogus email sent by scammers that looks like it is coming from the Postal Service, or even the Postmaster General himself. The email contains fraudulent information about an attempted or intercepted package delivery, and provides a link to click on to find out when delivery is expected. But that click can activate a virus, which can steal personal information such as usernames, passwords, or financial account numbers stored on the computer or mobile devices. Here are some telltale signs that an email is bogus. It contains poor grammar or spelling errors. It states that immediate action must be taken or there'll be dire consequences. It requests personal information under the guise of reconfirming information. The Postal Service does not notify customers about package delivery attempts by email. If you receive such a message, don't open it. Instead, forward it to spam@uspis.gov and then delete the email.
Welcome back. I'm joined by LCSO Financial Crimes Detective Hannah Thompson, and we're talking about impersonation scams and our new Don't Fall for the Call campaign. Detective, talk about what we're doing with respect to this Don't Fall for the Call.
Yeah, so this Don't Fall for the Call campaign is trying to, educate the citizens on, if you are to get this call, what kind of tips you can do to help protect yourself and your money.
And we're talking about these scams are sort of elaborate. Sometimes we're talking about people who aren't even in Leon County. Mm-hmm. How are we going about tracing those persons and trying to bring them to justice?
Right. So with these, scams, if it is, cryptocurrency, FDLE is also helping assist us with tracing where this money is going. A lot of times it's not here locally; it goes overseas. To other countries.
One of the things I suspect, I'm not sure, but I suspect they're trying to take advantage of elderly people and perhaps people who aren't as savvy with respect to bitcoins and that sort of things. So who are the folks out there from your perspective who are most likely to be targeted?
So we've seen multiple people that are affected by this. Not only is it our older adults here in Leon County, but it's also college kids. Your middle-aged people, it's everybody. Anybody that will, quote, fall for the call.
So if we get a person, college student, for example, who is the victim, mm-hmm. What exactly should they do once they realize they've been victimized by this scam routine? So
just like any other incident, crime, first thing we say is, call law enforcement. Let us know what's going on. If it was Bitcoin, if you have receipts, if it was a phone call, any of the phone numbers attached to who called you, if they sent you text messages, those are things that, will help assist us with our investigation.
Okay. Now, some of these scam artists, we think have been involved in other types of crimes. What can we do to get message out to our community of how these crimes take place, particularly when we're talking about the elderly citizens in our communities?
Yeah, so along with trying to get this message out, I know you challenge the media to spread the word. So not only through social media, but also, talking to your family, your, grandparents, your neighbors, and let them know, because the more aware they are, the less likely it could happen to them.
Now, is there one specific thing that you and the investigators have found that's most important to get across to our citizens about how they can fortify themselves and not become a victim of these scams?
Yeah, so being vigilant is one thing, but also, so with the phones, there's an option to screen the calls, so those unknown numbers go straight to voicemail. But also having that conversation, maybe setting up alerts to your bank accounts, checking your credit, periodically to make sure there's no changes that you haven't, initiated yourself.
Well, and I can tell you, you and your team have done a tremendous job. We haven't arrested all these people that we need to get off our streets, but we are absolutely working on it. What is one of the things that we can share with our citizens here about our ongoing effort? I know that we're using a lot of technology to try to assist us in these arrests, but what should they know about how critical this is for us and how important it is to you and your team?
Yeah, this is a lot of money that we are seeing that, they're giving away or, falling scam to. That's your hard work or hard-earned money that, needs to stay in your pocket for you and yourself. But, it's a team effort, along with us giving the information out, but, you as citizens, or the citizens also, continuing to spread, the awareness of, don't fall for the call.
Well, Hannah, thank you for being on our show today. And I want to tell you, as you indicated before, we're working to get the media, this message out to our media throughout every aspect of our community to let people know that there are victims who have been taken advantage of, but we'd like to stop the number of victims from taking place, and you and your team have done a great job, so thank you. Just ahead in our Deputy on Duty segment, meet some of our LCSO deputies who are taking our wellness initiative and running with it. Stay tuned.
Domestic violence knows no faith.
1 in 4 women experiences abuse in their relationship.
So most likely, there are victims of abuse in your congregation.
Don't think it doesn't happen in your church.
Or synagogue.
Or mosque.
Because it does.
It does.
It does.
Learn the signs of abuse.
And how to help victims.
Know the many resources available in our community.
End the silence on domestic violence.
Contact the Domestic Violence Coordinating Council or the Refuge House Hotline.
Email from school about the incident today.
Scary.
Tell me about it. Did you have any idea that was going on?
None. I mean, you saw Derek at the game last night too. Did you have a clue?
No, but teachers like me, parents, we don't always know as much as you guys do. Kids hear first about what's going on with other kids.
Half the time, it's rumors.
It can be hard to tell sometimes, but if you're ever concerned about a friend who's having trouble with alcohol, prescription drugs, bullying, violence, anything, you need to tell an adult. Mom or me, a teacher, coach, school counselor, someone you know and trust.
Dad, no kid is gonna tell an adult about that kind of stuff.
I get it, but if we don't know, we can't help. Speaking up about a problem, that's what helping a friend is all about.
In 70-degree weather, it takes only minutes for the inside of your car to heat up like an oven. At 104 degrees, heat stroke begins, followed by loss of consciousness. Every year, almost 40 children die of heat stroke after being forgotten in a vehicle. A simple change in daily routine is often the cause. Look before you lock. Brought to you by Kids in Cars.
On this segment of Deputy on Duty, this detective is helping LCSO staff step out of the office and get a running start on wellness.
Yeah, so I started here in 2017, started at the Leon County Sheriff's Office as a uniform patrol deputy. I progressed to school resource and was there for about 5 years, was at Leon High School, and then last April got moved to the Property Crimes Unit in CIB.
Detective Clark founded LCSO's Run Club promoting wellness through physical activity.
Funny enough, I was scrolling Instagram one day, and I ran across the NYPD Run Club Instagram page, and I was like, man, this is really cool that they've got all their law enforcement together. They've got everybody running together. This is a healthy output for them to obviously relieve stress and things of that nature. And so saw that and was like, how can we incorporate this into the sheriff's office?
Clark has always had a passion for running, so establishing the Run Club was a walk in the park.
And so, yeah, basically once I got here to the sheriff's office, I realized kind of how important it was to have that good solid base of cardiovascular health and really be just healthy in general.
With his experience in law enforcement, Clark understands the stress that comes with the job, highlighting the necessity for staff to have an outlet.
You know, for law enforcement, but just overall, the overall stress that we go through. So, you know, obviously law enforcement goes through a bunch of stress, a bunch of chronic stress and things of that nature. And so it's super important for us to have a healthy output.
Clark says running keeps him on track and organized.
Personally, for me, I look at running as a way to kind of organize life and just to kind of get back to the basics and everything. I think of it as like you've got all these files in a filing cabinet and they're just kind of stuffed into a filing cabinet. When you go out and run and you're maybe not listening to headphones or anything like that and you're just thinking about life, what's going on, you're able to organize all those things in a filing cabinet.
Beyond the physical benefits, the Run Club is helping boost morale and bring coworkers closer together.
It's been really neat, basically having everybody together from all parts of the agency, you know, not just law enforcement, but having civilians come out there too. And, you know, we're not wearing all the brass and all the uniforms and all that stuff. We're just wearing running clothes, going together and running. And so I think it's been super, super helpful. We've definitely seen a positive change in some morale.
With every step, the Run Club is helping employees move towards a healthier lifestyle and workplace.
I'm really optimistic, honestly, about the culture that it's going to create for health and wellness. Obviously, we've done a great job with our SHIELD unit. And not only that, but, you know, one of our strategic goals here at the Sheriff's Office is employee support and wellness. And so trying to embody that into the Leon County Sheriff's Office Run Club has been huge.
Clark says if you're an LCSO employee, you can easily join the club.
We're welcome to all paces. We're welcome to everybody, civilians, law enforcement alike. And so it's super beneficial just as a way to get out of the office, relieve some stress in a healthy way. And, you know, all you need is tennis shoes.
While the Run Club helps staff, it also benefits the community.
Well, obviously this job is super, super stressful, that law enforcement is. And like I tell people, I mean, as it relates to law enforcement officers, you know, the average citizen, I believe, sees about 2 traumatic events in their lifetime. Law enforcement officers encounter about 180. And so in relation to that, we're trying to help drive down the level of chronic stress that law enforcement officers face.
If you're ready to hit the ground running towards your next job, apply today at leoncountyso.com. For Leon County Today, I'm Giovanni Hampton.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Download the Leon County Sheriff's Office mobile app right now. Our mobile app makes it easier than ever to report a crime and get important safety alerts. And follow reported crimes in your neighborhood, all in one convenient location in the palm of your hands. Download LCSO Connect right now. It's free in the Apple App Store and Google Play by searching LCSO Connect. You can more details about the features of the app on our website, leoncountyso.com.
Heather and I had an argument just like any other couple. I was lost and lonely. I had snapped, I had a gun, and I was going to take my own life. Heather helped me realize that there was still life to live. for the better of myself, my family. My weapon is now safely put away.
My son, Ricky, took his life by the use of a firearm. It broke me in ways that I never knew that I could be broken. And I contemplated suicide. Afterwards, we found out his girlfriend, she was pregnant. If that was my grandson, I was gonna have to be here for him. I still own my firearm. I keep it in a safe because I want to keep my grandson and myself safe.
A moment of crisis can happen to anyone.
Store your gun securely, locked, unloaded, and away from ammo.
Matthew.
Huh? Oh. I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you've told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, want a drink?
No thanks, I'm good. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
Talk. They hear you.
Welcome back to Leon County Today with Sheriff Walt McNeil and Sheriff, our Run Club. Those guys get excited to get outside of the building and let off some steam.
And well, they should. I mean,
Yeah.
I am excited about the fact that our employees are taking our wellness initiatives seriously. And a Run Club is just an example of that fact. It's physical fitness, it's mental fitness, and it sends a message to all of us that in our line of work, stress is one of the things that's it's just inherent in the job.
Right.
And we got to find ways in which we let off that steam, if you might say, and also just keep and have a healthy lifestyle. And I'm so excited about the fact we've got a team out there. I may join them one of these
You
days.
should join the Run team. They're ready for you. They're ready for you for sure. And then don't fall for the call. It's simple. We're not going to ask you for money.
Absolutely, Shonda. I have been just taken aback by the number of people in our community who have been victimized by this scam. And the fact they use law enforcement as a bridge to get into someone's pocket really infuriates me. And that's why we're trying to get all our media folks to assist us in getting the word out. Crimes are, it's bad enough to have people who are committing crimes for, they've got a legitimate reason they think.
Right.
But this one just strikes at the heartbeat of our community.
Yeah, so many innocent people being preyed upon.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you, Sheriff. And don't fall for the call. We want to thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here next week.